fuse clip installed.
Time to move on to other things. So here we are in the back box, credit unit. I see this a lot. This is the take a credit off, this is put a credit on. You see how they've disconnected the two wires going to the top lug of the decrement credit coil, and the reason they do that is that they can just increment it once to put one credit on there and it'll never decrement ever. But the problem is that as you win games, you know, you meet the replay or you hit the special and it increments up, eventually it opens up this switch and it'll stop incrementing the credit wheel, which means you win a game and you don't know it, and it doesn't really matter because the credit unit never advances. So I always hook this stuff back up, and then these two switches over here I make permanently closed. So even when it's in the zero position, these switches are closed. You see, they're only closed now when there's one credit on there. I want them both closed when there's zero credits. That puts the game on free play, yet the credit unit will still work and advance and decrement as it should. I also check and adjust the 10, 100, 1,000 point relays, and these are the two reset relays. But look at this 10-point relay. Look at the switch stack screw right here, how it's backed itself out. So I had to actually remove the relay, and I'll tighten this screw up on the switch stack. Don't see that a lot. This is the player unit. Clean the plate with 400 grit and then lightly lubricate it with Teflon gel lube so it advances and resets nicely. Okay, now an interesting thing is this is the 0 to 90 unit. And what this is a score reel without the actual reel. So every time you score you know, a 10 point, this will advance. But look, you see it opens and closes these switches right here. These are just score reel switches, and what the purpose of that is it alternates features on the game. So usually there isn't a problem with it, but it's something always to check out. Okay, this is the play field. This is the bonus stepper. Had some problems. Not so much in the increment. That was working fine, but it was in the decrement. See how it goes up one step and down one step. So it increments a level, it comes down a level. Well, what it would do is it would come up, and then I decrement it, and then it'd go down two steps, which means when you gotta drain your ball and get your bonus score, you'd only get half your bonus score. And the reason was right here. This little arm was dragging on this metal here, so I had to bend this just a little bit out so it didn't drag. You can see the marks, the drag marks in there. Also, this spring wasn't properly tensioned. It should be, it basically had no tension on it, this clock spring. So I put 2 wraps on it, and that fixed that problem. And then on the brass side, where the stationary rivets are, I cleaned this side up with some 400 grit and lightly lubricate it with Teflon gel lube. And now the bonus stepper's working, which is an important stepper, not so much for the game operation, though it is to a certain degree, but more so that the player gets all the points that he thinks he's earned. This is the out hole on the playfield, and you can see that the activator wire is actually misadjusted so that the ball will never compress the activator and never close the switch, therefore never kicking the ball to the shooter lane. I don't know if you can see it, but the activator is on the inside, and instead of coming down between this slot, it just keeps hitting the metal right where my finger is, on the top side of where my finger is, and the ball will never activate this switch. So we just got to bend this activator a little bit. That's really funny. So now I just bent this that way to my right a little bit, so now the activator actually goes down when the ball hits it and closes the switch, instead of this end getting stuck on this piece of metal here. Of course, went through all the switches on each one of the relays in the bottom panel, and also did a little service to the ball stepper unit on the left and the coin stepper unit on the right. Those were actually pretty good. The ball unit, I cleaned up this side. That way, you know, the stationary plate with the brass rivets. That way it ensures that the ball count will be properly displayed on the back glass. That's always important. The player always wants to know what ball they're on. I got the game on in game mode, player unit reset. I can do the 10, hundreds and 1,000-point relays and make sure they carry over. I do. But here's something interesting. I don't know if you can see it, but can you see a little spark? See it? See the smoke coming off of it too? See that little spark? I see this on Bally's player units a lot. Oh, there, I saw it good that time. So what happens is that the black dust gets between these contact points, and it gets conductive between the two plates, and you get that spark. So no more arc. Oh, shit. No, it's doing it up here on this one too. Okay, so what I did is took my screwdriver and I just scraped between the traces, actually taking some of the bakelite out because it was embedded with carbon, and that was getting the connectivity between the two traces. I did it on this set and this set here, so for this finger and that finger, because they both seem to be doing some arcing. So now we're not getting the arcing problem. Okay, so now I'm going to advance this guy, player unit 1, and then do the same thing over here, and you can see now I'm moving player 2. Look, no carry. Yeah, there we're getting a carryover on that one too. So then I'll advance this guy to player 3, and I will do the same thing. Lastly, I'll do it to player 4 and check these. Okay, so I've all for players, all the reels are working. They're all advancing with the carryover. I have scores on here. Let me end this game. Okay, so game over. Now I'm going to hit reset and make sure all these things reset to 0. And they do. And the ball kicks out to the shooter lane. And we're ready to play. Watch when I hit this kick out ball, it opens that gate. When I do this one, it opens the other gate. So we can, these two open the gates. You got to turn around here, score some points, and also big advance on the bonus. Get it up through there. Come on. I'm already at 20,000, and then you can collect your bonus by shooting this shot over here. And then it sends it back up to the play field. But that's kind of the whole trick to this game. There's not a lot to Rogo.